There are several butterfly sanctuaries in the Puerto Vallarta area of Mexico, and one of the closest ones to me is in the town of Mismaloya, and we're going to go there today. On our way to Morpho, just outside of Mismaloya. The first part of getting to Morpho is catching a bus there. And we're at the corner of Constitution and Vacío Bedillo, where you catch a bus. The buses leave on the hour and then every 10 minutes after all day long. And this is the bus that will take you to Boca de Tomatlan as well. But if you want to go to the zoo and Morpho, which is a butterfly sanctuary, then you just catch it here and you get off at Mismaloya. And the buses here are always crowded in the morning because everybody is getting to work and the tourists are trying to get to the southern beaches. So if you're going to take the bus, there's always a line up here. What you need to do is go to the back of the line and just make yourself get to the front and grab a space if it's available. And most of the time there's standing room only on the buses, especially in the morning. And especially when there's lots of tourists as well as the locals heading off to work. And the bus price to go all the way to Boca de Tomatlan is 10 pesos each way. So, their church. 10 pesos tour. So the buses leave on the hour and every 10 minutes after it. There's lots of buses all the time, and they run from Puerto Vallarta, that's the start of the bus route, and they go all the way to Boca de Tomatlan, and then they return back. So it's very easy to use a bus. You just bring your coins. You don't have to have exact change. In the most part, if you have smaller bills, they will give you change, but definitely nothing with large bills. So I wouldn't use anything over probably 200 pesos would be the extreme, and that might be even difficult for them. Now, where you want to get off is Mismaloya, and all you have to do is tell your bus driver to stop in Mismaloya. They'll have a red button on the rails of the bus too, where you can beep the front and it'll stop the bus. You can also ask one of the locals who you're sitting by, and they'll help you make sure the bus stops so you get off where you're supposed to. Now, you get off at Mismaloya, right at the Barcelo Hotel here if you're going to the zoo. The bus ride takes approximately 20 minutes to get here. And your first step is when you get off the bus is to cross the highway. It's quite busy, so you need to be very careful here. Now, there's a tourist booth right on the corner here, and they will ask you if you want to buy a ticket there. I've never done that. I always buy tickets at the place that I'm going. I'm not sure if there's an extra fee, but I would imagine so. But the price for the ticket for Morpho is only 200 pesos per person, so quite reasonable. And they sell them right there, so why would you use a tour operator? So the quick way is to walk down the road here. It's actually quite level. You can see that it's cobblestone. It also changes into cement. It's very safe, but the best news of all, it's less than a kilometer or 0.6 miles to get to Morpho. And that takes about 15 minutes if you want to walk there. Now, of course, if you have young children, you might elect to grab an Uber or taxi to go to the zoo as well. And I would imagine that cost would be somewhere on the order of 200 to 400 pesos, depending on the time of day and how busy they are. And that's the cost from Puerto Vallarta. You could also possibly grab a taxi right in Mismaloya. Just down the road from the Barcelo Hotel, there's often taxis sitting there, and I'm sure they'll run you out to Morpho. Here we are at Morpho, Puerto Vallarta. It's just outside Mismaloya, only about 1 kilometer from where the bus will drop you off at the Barcelo Hotel, right in the bustling town of Mismaloya. And now we're gonna go check it out. Looks like they got a little bit of a mission statement right here. Unfortunately for us, a lot of it's Spanish. Here we go. So the mission statement talks about that they are a local ecotourism company dedicated to the environment and conserving butterflies, especially the local species indigenous to this area. They also want to educate the population and provide opportunities for employment. So let's go check it out. My first impressions is that this is a well-established professional place to come to.
Bienvenidos.
How much is it? How much does it cost?
200 pesos each one, sir.
What's that?
200 pesos.
200 pesos, and
Yes,
how
sir.
long does it last?
How long is it?
How long for the
It's a 45 minutes, sir.
45 minutes?
35 or 45 minutes.
Okay.
And we have actually we have a just run to next to the river. You won't see that.
Okay.
Just first, all the complete tour is lab, and after we pass by the pollinator garden, and after we pass by the next to the river. Okay?
We'll stop where?
Sure. And first we do the lab, after pollinator garden, and after we pass by the next to the river.
Next to the river.
Yes, sir. If you want to see, that's free. Just for a seat.
Are you guys interested, or?
Sure, you are.
Yeah, let's go do it.
Yeah.
Sure. Looks like. So we've come in, we've paid our 200 pesos, which includes a lab tour, then a tour of where they do pollination, and then we're heading out by the river, I guess. Maybe we'll even get something to eat here. First step, pay your money and get a red armband.
His name is Areli. She's biology, okay?
Hey, Aureli. Hola.
Hi.
Hola.
Good morning. You were like working and filming everything.
Sí.
Is it for your video, your channel, or something like that?
Yeah, David Living Outdoors is my channel.
Okay, I will follow. Okay, let's start again, guys. Well, I'm a biologist here, so I will explain a little bit of the life cycle of butterflies. I was speaking with them about the importance of them or why we are doing this job. Because here we raise butterflies, okay? And butterflies that are native from Puerto Vallarta. So that is important because we don't want exotic butterflies in this place. We want to conserve all the jungle and rainforest that we have here. So that is the mission, okay? Ese es el propósito, conservar todo el bosque y su jungla que tenemos de aquí hasta muchos kilómetros más adentro, okay? Entonces queremos conservar eso. Let me start showing a little bit of the life cycle of butterflies because they have an important and an amazing cycle because they have 4 different forms in their life. They are eggs, they are caterpillars, they are cocoons, and finally they are butterflies, okay? Las mariposas tienen un ciclo bien interesante y bien sorprendente porque tienen 4 formas durante su vida. Van a ser huevos, van a ser orugas o gusanos, van a ser capullos y finalmente van a ser crisálidas, ¿vale? Entonces, chicos, have you ever seen butterfly eggs? No?
No.
No, not really? ¿Alguna vez han visto los huevos de las mariposas? Sí. ¿Sí? ¿Cómo son? Chiquititos, so small, so tiny. Here, today, I have for you some eggs. This is only the shell, but it's this, okay? A ver, este ya es el puro cascaroncito, pero quiero que vean el tamañito que tienen, probablemente ahí unos 120 huevos, okay? These are the eggs. This is just one type. Check the forms, they are just like bubbles. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? So every bubble it's an egg, but it's only the shell. Just it's to show you the structure of the shell, because we can have different shapes, okay? Nosotros podemos.
So these are the shells for the butterfly eggs.
Now we have another type of eggs that are completely rounded, and they look just like a pearl, okay? And these are a little bit bigger. You can see them easily. Okay.
It's still the shell, or is it the egg?
No, those are alive. Those are alive. It's like the caterpillar inside developing the body.
Okay, so these are a bigger one, and these are actually the eggs. These ones are alive.
Okay, well, how long do you think they spend in this stage? How long do you think? ¿Cuánto tiempo creen que vivan en el huevo? 1 week? 20 days too much. Okay. 1 week, okay? 3 or 5 days. It's really quick. De 3 a 5 días en el huevo, ¿vale? Demasiado rápido. Really fast. Because the next stage.
Do they only breed once a year?
Sorry?
Is only eggs once a year, or how often?
No, they can lay many eggs during the year. Some species, but because we have another type of species that only it's seasonal. We only have 2 types in the year, the butterfly. So it's depending on the species. Okay. So now just imagine the size of the caterpillar that hatch out of that egg. So small. Solo imaginen el tamaño de la oruguita que va a salir de esos huevitos que ven. Pues déjenme mostrárselas. Let me show you the small and tiny caterpillar. This caterpillar is only
them.
¿Cuánto mide?
Mide como 2 milímetros.
Oh, that is so cool.
It's a tiny 2 millimeters. I don't know how it's in like feet, but some tiny. Okay? You can see this. Just be careful. It's so tiny. I showed it.
Yeah, you shouldn't do the tequila tour before you take a look at the caterpillar. That's what my new friends say.
Guess what? This caterpillar that I have here, it's the same species just 2 weeks after.
Wow, they grow fast.
2 weeks after. You can see the spines now well developed. Okay?
So this one's 2 weeks old.
2 weeks
The
old.
one we saw on the microscope.
And see, they need to eat
Wow.
a lot to
What kind of
increase the size.
what kind of butterfly is this one?
This is called malachite.
Mal-
It's a green one. You're going to see them out.
Okay.
Okay? So that butterfly. Yes. Be careful because. Yes, be careful. Be careful. Okay. So the spines are to protect them
Yeah.
from predators like birds, lizards,
I'm gonna hold it.
spiders. Okay. Chicas, para que ustedes las vean, es la misma oruga.
Is he that little black dot? Wow, that's him, eh?
Es la misma, pero 2 semanas después. Tan rápido, porque nuestros jardines.
So he's less than a millimeter.
Todas las hojas comidas.
¡Qué bonita!
Porque tuvieron que haber comido
Yeah.
en esas 2 semanas. Se la pasan comiendo, comiendo y haciendo poco. Son como pequeños bebés. ¿Ok? Necesitan crecer. ¿Y qué nos dicen nuestras mamás siempre? Come frutas y verduras, come bien para que crezcas fuerte y sano. Ahí están las flores. ¿Ok? Okay. So, when they are caterpillars, they only do 3 things. Eat a lot, sleep, and poop. They're just like little babies. Little babies. They need to increase the
Eat,
size
sleep, and poop. That's all they do.
quickly. Okay? And, well, this is not the only type that we have. Este no es el único tipo de orugas que nosotros tenemos. Hay otras que ocupan el camuflaje para esconderse. Aquí tengo una oruga. This is another type of caterpillar. They use now camouflage. And here I have only one caterpillar. Can you see the caterpillar? ¿Pueden ver la oruga? Ahorita se las paso, pero esta oruga parece como una hoja. Es la que tenemos aquí. Okay? This caterpillar looks like a dead leaf. Here is the
Caterpillar
caterpillar.
looks like the dead
Okay?
leaf.
Está viva. They use the
Wow.
camouflage to hide from predators again. In a minute you're going to see this. La vamos a ver en esta parte de aquí con mucho cuidado. Okay? No, esa es la oruga. Esa es la oruga. Toda esta es la oruga. No está dentro de nada. Esa es la oruga. Okay? That caterpillar is so amazing because it looks also like a bigger animal. Because they are always hiding the head and they show just a big part, like in this part of the body, the back. And it looks like the head of a lizard, shaped well. All the details. But the tiny head has 2 horns. Okay?
So the head has 2 horns and it punched over, showing its back, and the back looks like a lizard.
Esta ya tiene 3 semanas. Okay? So maybe dragon.
Yeah, looks like a baby dragon. That's a good way to
You want to
look
see
at it.
really a baby dragon? Because I have one.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Well, I have many.
Yeah.
I have many. Just
Well, so that
to
is a
show you that
caterpillar.
we can have
That is the
different
leaf
forms.
right
Amazing
beside it,
forms.
and it would be
Let me
very
show
hard
you
pressed to
here.
tell the difference.
Here it is.
And that is his head.
Exactly.
Oh, look at them all.
Todas estas. Mira.
So here we are looking at a butterfly's wings, and it turns out the butterflies actually have scales on their wings.
Camas que ellas tienen. we have a type of dust on our fingers. Tenemos un polvillo en los dedos cuando las agarramos de las alas. Bueno, ese polvillo son las miles y millones de escamas. They are the millions and millions of microscopic scales they have. When we touch, and that dust is that. So don't touch the wings because these are important for them. The first and the most popular reason is that they give them the color. Okay? They give them the ability to fly and help them in reproduction. Males are more colorful to attract the females. If we touch the butterfly, what happens? We're going to take off all the scales. The butterfly loses the color, can't fly, and can't get a mate. The butterfly is gonna die. Okay? Si nosotros tocamos la mariposa.
So this caterpillar looks like a dragon. See the horns on him? That is incredible.
Okay. And as you see, this is a completely type of plant. Este es un tipo de planta okay? They use the palm tree, and as you see, every caterpillar has the type of camouflage they are going to use. These are like being to, like, or say, like the leaf. And that is a little bit fat, bigger, because the type of the leaf is completely different. So they need to adjust or to fit the plant they need, okay? Because every species has a different type of plant, okay? So if I fill this with the palm tree, it's gonna die. They don't like that plant. So they have a specific.
So every type of caterpillar has a specific plant that it eats. And the caterpillar also tries to match the plant that it eats, so it acts as camouflage.
That's why we need to protect both plants and caterpillars. Monarchs, for example, only like milkweed. If we feed them with another plant, they are gonna die. Okay? La monarca solo come algodoncillo. Si nosotros le damos otra, se va a morir. Okay? Now, guys, they needed to eat a lot because the next stage is the most important. Tuvieron que haber comido muchísimo porque la siguiente etapa es la más importante. Ellos se convierten en capullos en crisálidas. The next stage is the chrysalis. I'm not going to open everything because we have new butterflies here. But no le voy a abrir tanto porque tenemos algunas mariposas que recién nacieron. Okay? These cocoons are alive. Okay? Todos los capullos están vivos. Aunque nosotros los vemos ahí colgando, adentro está la burbuja. All the caterpillars or all the cocoons are alive because give me one second. Because inside it's the caterpillar changing, now developing the wings, changing the mouth. Because when they are caterpillars, they eat plants, bite plants. But when they become butterflies, they eat nectar of flowers. Okay? Ellas van a cambiar todo, a desarrollar las alas y la.
So in the chrysalis stage, they adapt from a caterpillar with a mouth that eats plants into a butterfly that has a tongue that goes after nectar of the flowers.
Dentro de eso, all changes happen here. Okay?
Well, all the changes happen in the chrysalis stage.
It's only this. It's the shell, the empty shell. It's like paper, and that's it. Lo último que la mariposa deja es esta especie de papel, que es el capullo vacío, de donde sale. The butterflies, or most people think that a butterfly just came out and fly away, but it's not. They need to wait 4 hours. That's why our butterflies here didn't fly, because they are not ready yet. Okay? They need to stretch the wings, dry them, and after 4 hours, they can fly. Okay? Las mariposas no nada más salen del capullo y se van volando. Ellas necesitan esperar 4 horas hasta que estén listas para hacerlo, porque sus alas están mojadas. Necesitan estirarlas, secarlas y finalmente pueden volar. Es por eso que las de aquí no salieron volando, porque todavía no están listas. That's why I asked for 5 years. So this just born some hours ago. So be careful just be careful. We need to go to the garden so you can release outside the butterfly. Okay? So everybody
Out to the garden to release the butterflies. They have a bar here. The pollinator garden is where we're heading to now. ¿Cómo te llama?
Areli.
Ariel.
Okay, guys, so here is our little space. Here we have all the butterflies. And then here we have some place with fermented food. Fermented food because they really love alcohol. As good Mexicans, they are a type of alcoholic, okay? So they drink a lot of alcohol. They prepare that thing because not all butterflies eat nectar. Some others, the fruit, okay?
Okay.
And here, we're going to release one by one so you can have a chance to take photos or a video. But let me show you the correct form because sometimes the butterflies doesn't fly in the moment. It's the first time they are going to fly. So you need to be gentle and use your finger between the antenna to try to hold the butterfly. Okay? In this way, you are going to take the butterfly and the butterfly is going to do this. Okay? La mariposa se va a subir de esta forma en sus dedos y usted ubica las antenas y pone el dedito en el... Is it nice to start with you?
Oh wow, that's a beautiful butterfly.
Okay, that is the malachite. Okay.
Malachite butterfly. Oh, it's like a monarch, but green.
Exactly. You can try to hold it with your finger between the antenna. You decide. Exactly. Just push your finger exactly that way. Okay. That is similar to monarch, but just, well, they are not too similar, but many people confuse this part of it. Okay? It's the first time, so they need just time. Necesitan un poquito de tiempo porque a veces es la primera vez que van a volar. Entonces, you can wait until the butterfly.
I turned it off. Time for the butterfly to go. Getting
How
ready.
about you, sir? The same?
Oh.
I don't know I don't see the, okay.
Similar.
That is a completely different species. That is the owl. Eso se llama mariposa búho. Es una especie
The owl
completamente
butterfly
diferente.
now.
Tiene una especie de ojos en las alas. That butterfly has a completely different type of pattern on the wing.
Oh, look
That
at
is
mine.
called owl because of that. Okay?
¿Qué le tocó? Es que está volteada. Mira qué color tiene tan bello.
Lo siento, lo espanté. Ahorita le paso otra. Ahorita le paso otra.
Oh, I missed it.
Ella sí se fue rápido. Bien bonita.
Okay, good night.
¿Por qué?
It got stuck in the
Ahorita que abra las alas. Qué hermosa, verde. Sí.
Malachite.
¡Ah, ya se fue! Thank you guys. It was a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed this part of your trip.
It was very interesting.
Again, my name is Areli. So it was a pleasure to have you here. At the end, if you have any gratification for me, I will appreciate it. If not, don't worry. Everything is gonna be fine, and you can go over there. Thank you guys.
Gracias, Areli. So this is our guide, Areli, and she's a biologist specializing in how did you say it? Anthropology? No.
Entomologist.
Entomology. There we go.
De nada.
Thank you very much. That was very useful. This looks like a nice spot. We'll go take a look down the river. Hold on. Nachos do look good. Hey, nachos?
Yeah.
Oh. Looks good. So we're heading out down to the river. So that pretty much completed the tour with the butterflies. So we had a biologist specializing in entomology, which is, I guess, the study of bugs. They took us to the laboratory at first and showed us the life cycle of a butterfly, starting with the eggs, then the caterpillar, then the chrysalis or cocoon, and followed by the butterflies. And then we were able to release those butterflies in their pollinator garden. And now we're going down to the river, and where they have, I guess, lots of natural butterflies flying around here, because I guess they must release them there. They also have a restaurant here, and it's located right beside the Mismaloya River. It's a really nice spot to just hang out. So we're going to grab something to drink and something to eat and just complete our little side trip here. And I really recommend Morpho. We had a good time. They're well informed. It just seems to be a great place to hang out. And what I would probably recommend is that if you're in the area, you might want to go to the zoo first or here first, and then go to the other place after, and then grab lunch at one of the places. There's a number of restaurants and even tequileries as well. If you want to do a little sampling of the local beverages, it's a great thing to do as well. So you can combine that all in one little trip, and it's easy to get here from Puerto Vallarta. It just costs you 10 pesos each way on the bus, so it's quite easy to do. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. I do a lot of video on Puerto Vallarta. It's one of my favorite places to be. I think it's a great town with lots of activities.